Hi there, welcome back to my channel. This is Balsamic Moon Tarot. If you are a new viewer, welcome. And if you're a returning viewer, thank you so much. I'm here with another pick a card reading. Today we are going to ask, where is your path taking you? Where is your path taking you? So this is a timeless reading. Whenever you come across this video and start watching it, that's the moment that it activates for you. So in this moment now, where is your path taking you? Is there anything we should know, bad or good, about the direction you're going in? Okay, so I do have 3 cards. Choose the card that most resonates with you and feel free to skip to the timestamp below. These are your options. For pile 1, we have dependency. For pile 2, we have in between worlds. And for pile 3, we have afraid of the attic. If you want to know the numbers, for pile 1, the oracle card is numbered 61. For pile 2, the number is 55. For pile 3, the number is 58. And Boo Boo wants to hang out here now. No, Boo Boo. Come on. Sorry. Not a good time. Okay. So those are your options. The timestamps are in the description below. I'll see you at your reading. Hello, pile 1. Welcome to your reading. You selected the card numbered 61. It's called Dependency, and it's showing somebody who's very upset here, surrounded by tears, reaching or, attempting to receive this apple. But we can see that there are many eaten apples in the background, and we also see a chain here. So it's talking about cycles of addiction or cycles of dependency, codependency, a sense that you can't live without something here. The apple represents something that you are so fixated on, something or someone you're obsessed with. Now, if this resonates with your situation now, then this is your reading. If the reading doesn't click with you, it's not your reading. So just claim what is yours and leave the rest, or feel free to watch another video or try another pile to see if that is your reading. But it seems to me that the path you're on is quite fraught right now, since we are starting with this card. But let's see what our guides say today. I already have 2 cards here. I have the Knight of Pentacles and I have the Queen of Swords. So there is some kind of clarity of mind that is available to you now, and it could be coming from what I'm telling you or what I'm about to tell you. It could also be coming from what someone else has been telling you, but there's something that is clearing up for you. Your perception, what you're observing, how you're tying things together, how you're piecing things together. This is adding up for you. There's a clear picture that's adding up for you. And when I see the Knight of Pentacles here, I feel like this talks about your path. The path you're on is something you have started a while ago. Like, it seems to not be a new path, but something you've been working on for a while, or something that's been, a long-term effort. And yeah, that's what I'm seeing. So let's just get started. I have not pre-selected cards. I feel like shuffling and selecting cards in front of the camera is what's called for. So let me go ahead and get a couple more cards. Let's get the message for pile 1, please. What is this dependency about? What is it they need to know? What is this path about? Where is it going? Where is it headed? Okay, we see new vision. Great. In other decks, this would be the Hanged Man, but in the Osho Zen deck, it's new vision. We also see 7 of Cups here. And we see the King of Pentacles. King of Rainbows. It's a card called Maturity. Correction, this is the Ace of Pentacles. But beautiful card here. Talks about fruition. It talks about abundance, fertility. With maturity being the key word, I feel like the path you're on, there's a certain mental discipline that you're demonstrating now. There's a certain critical thinking that you are using now, and it's really good for you. With new vision here, we have a perspective that a new perspective you're gaining, and it's important because you've clearly had some experience with some kind of wishful thinking, or maybe even a delusion. I wouldn't say it's a delusion necessarily. I'm feeling like this is just something a bit wishful. Yeah, it's just, you know, it's having an idealism or a dream or a fantasy that was not fully in touch with reality. But this direction you're in, the path you're on, is taking you to a much more grounded sense of reality, a much more stable viewpoint, or a viewpoint that's stabilized by what you're able to observe, your observations, what is evidence, right? So it's interesting because with dependency here, I want to know what that dependency actually refers to, because the path you're headed on seems to be taking you to a much better place than this card suggests. Seems like you're headed towards stability, you're headed towards maybe even a new income, maybe a new material situation in which you're finally getting some needs met. You're getting what you need, you're able to afford what you need. So we have this 6 of Swords. Interesting. That is a card that is sometimes associated with science. What is the path pile 1 is headed on? What is the dependency here? 9 of Wands. And the Knight of Pentacles again. Interesting. Strong emphasis on that card. And the Knight of Cups. So we see these 2 knights and we see that they are not seeing eye to eye. They're turned away from each other. And with the 9 of Wands, it does talk about, you know, an ongoing struggle, an ongoing battle, and you're very close to the completion of something here, and you need just that little bit of oomph to get you over the last hurdle. So what I'm seeing here is that with the 6 of Swords, you definitely are on a path to greater stability in your life, but it's leading you. It's only the result of a lot of hard work on your part, and it's only the result of having to have made a difficult decision. Okay, so that Queen of Swords is talking about a difficult decision you made to embark on some sort of rigorous program or rigorous schedule rigorous plan. See, this Knight of Pentacles, this is the work you've been putting in, and you made this decision with the Queen of Swords. You really made a decision that you knew that the work you were going to do, it wasn't going to be easy, it was going to be very difficult, but it was going to be important to you, and it was going to get you to a better place in your life. So with the Six of Swords, that's where you're at now. This path is taking you to, again, greater stability, greater material security, even financial security perhaps. But I see stability, and I see opportunities for advancement, opportunities to get a foothold in life, really, right? Get stability in a way that you haven't had before. What's interesting is that we see the Knight of Pentacles and the Knight of Cups, you know, not seeing eye to eye. So I do think that's what the dependency is about. This Knight of Cups could be a person in your life that you're quite attached to, and you know, they do feel a need in your life. I feel like this is someone in your life who's quite the dreamer. They are very gifted or talented in some way. So it's something that you respect about them. You really admire that about them. But they are not the most stable person. They're not the most reliable person. They can be incredibly kind and sweet when they're with you. But when they're not around, you don't really get the sense that you're really on their mind. Okay, this is just what I'm getting here. I'm channeling this message. This may be very specific to someone, but I do feel like there's someone in your life that they're sort of a fair weather friend. You know, they're sort of someone who's come around when things are good for you, when they can come and have a good time with you, but then when you've really needed help and you've worked your butt off on something, you felt like you had to do it on your own, and no thanks to this person. So when I see this dependency card now, I feel like it is relating to a relationship, or it's the dependency on an ideal here, you know, like seeing someone in an idealized, romanticized way, and that is a chain, you know, that is some kind of chain that's holding you back. It's keeping you restricted, and yet here you are, you're so close to the finish line. The Six of Swords and the Nine of Wands, you're very close to reaching an end point in something you've been working hard on. To give an example, you know, this could be like you've been saving money and you've had a very clear goal about what you're doing with that money. Maybe you've actually been paying off debt. Maybe it's not saving money. It's you've been frugal in order to pay off debt, okay? And you're close to paying that debt off. And there is a person or an ideal. Now, you know, what's interesting, this could actually be you, but two different sides of you. So let's say it's not a person. Let's say it's like you. There's you that's the disciplined, hardworking version of you, and then there's the you that's like pie in the sky, dreamer, romantic type. So these are two types, two aspects of you that are battling it out. So let's say you've come close to paying off a debt. You're gonna feel great once that debt's paid off. You've been working really hard for it. You deserve to get the financial stability that this is going to give you now. But this Nine of Cups kind of shows its head. You know, this Knight of Cups, the dreamer comes around and they're sort of got this idea, they've got a fantasy, they're in your ear telling you, you know, now that you're in a better place, right? Like, now that your debt's going to be paid off soon, why don't you do this, right? Like, why don't you quit your job? Why don't you, you know, just get that last paycheck and use it to buy this expensive vacation? Like, I don't know, but there's a dependency here that talks about something, some kind of dream, some kind of ideal in your life. And again, the ideal could be showing up as a person you know, or it could be showing up as another aspect to you. you know, kind of like another side of your personality. But the ideal or the fantasy, you know, it's showing up in a way where it's very problematic for you. So it's, to me, it's not that you need to pop the bubble. It's not that you need to let go of the dream or completely write this person off. To me, what the cards are showing is more that you need to get this, you know, get a new perspective and just ground yourself in what can be salvaged here and what needs to be let go. It's a very simple, kind of pragmatic way to approach the situation. So instead of being very, you know, instead of being overly critical, this is showing that the path you're on can go in a direction where you are more, you know, more integrated and more compassionate about the situation. See, the New Vision card talks about not understanding the deeper meaning of things and understanding that not everything is can easily be solved. Like, not everything can be fixed, and not everything can be fixed with an action. Sometimes non-action is the best approach. Sometimes it, you know, it's better to leave something be, leave someone be. So maybe because the Knight of Pentacles has showed up twice, maybe you think that you're responsible for this person, or you're responsible for your, you know, maybe you're focused too much on failures or setbacks in the past when you shouldn't be. But yeah, I feel like the path you're on, it's taking in a greater stability, but it doesn't need to lead you to rigidity. And that's the concern, I think, is like, you know, it's important to be disciplined, it's important to work hard, but there is a fine line between, you know, working so hard that you think it's the answer to everything, you know, just working hard and staying on the path, and that can lead to rigidity. So let me get some oracle cards now. Actually, I want to use this tarot deck. Let me get a couple more cards just to see what else can we get. What's the message about this path you're on? What is the advice or potential outcome that your guides want you to know at this time? Can we get a closing message for pile 1? There it is. Okay. Okay, pile 1. This is just going to be some final words on this. We have the Knight of Wands. Wow, you have all these knights. It's like different approaches, right? Different approaches to what's going on here. Ten of Wands. Interesting. So the Ten of Wands showed up, and it's coming on top. It's getting placed on top of the Nine of Wands. Oh wow, we have friction here. And we have success. That's so interesting. I get this. Yeah, this is talking about how I'm hearing diversity. Like, I'm hearing how people are different, right? Diversity of tactics. That's what I'm hearing. But what is important to know here is that you're going to have available to you a different mode of operating, a different way to attack the problem, a different approach. With the Knight of Wands, there's a chance to, you know, push yourself outside your comfort zone, change of scenery, travel, maybe network. This is going to give you a really good opportunity to recognize What have you exhausted? Okay, so you've been someone who I think has been very diligent. You've really tried to research and do all the work that you could. But there's this 10 of Wands here, so there is this exhaustion point where you realize that you can cut your losses here, okay? And it's first, you know, it's showing someone on the phone, which I think is interesting. So I feel like there is going to be some type of airing of frustrations or grievances, some kind of confrontation with that friction card, but it's going to be incredibly helpful. With the success card, it's going to lead to a new perspective, but also a sense of accomplishment. And the conversation that is had whenever this incident, I feel like there's an incident happening here, and it's kind of like been building up for some time, and then it's going to boil over, but it's going to be very useful. It's going to be very productive, because it means that you'll stop operating under assumptions or expectations that are not realistic. So you're going to change your expectations, change your agenda, change your method. Like, something is going to be changed and innovated, and that's going to work incredibly in your favor. So we have the success card here, and that's great. Like, what more could you ask for? Being on the path you're headed on, right? So this is where you're headed. It's not going to be all smooth sailing, but it is going to be a noticeably, remarkably better situation for you, and I think for other people involved. I think there is some kind of situation here with other people that also have to that you have to work with or you have to deal with, and it, you know, there will be rough spots, but it's actually going to be for the best, because the differences of opinions or the differences of ideals and expectations, that's going to be out in the open, and it's going to be, you know, aired out, right? These differences need to be put out in the open so that you can actually work through them, and then that way they won't be a hindrance anymore. They won't be a heavy burden. And I think that's what you've also been dealing with lately, you know, with that Knight of Pentacles card showing up twice. I think you've been feeling like, again, that you've had to shoulder the burden of something, that you've had to work on something on your own, and you didn't feel supported. But that's going to shift. I think you're going to realize that there are certain things you've been doing or expecting that you don't have to take on that burden as much. Okay? So pile 1, that's your message. I hope that is helpful for you. I hope it resonates. If it does, please click the like and subscribe buttons. You know, if you're subscribed to the channel, you'll get notified whenever a video like this comes up. So I appreciate you being here, pile 1. All the best for you. Take care. Hello, pile 2. Welcome to your reading. You selected the card In Between Worlds. In Between Worlds, number 55. It shows two hands coming together, and you know, it reminds me of the Sistine Chapel, right? The painting by Michelangelo, right, with God and Adam reaching towards each other, and their hands coming together in connection between the divine, the divine creator, and his creation, the creation of man. So this is interesting. It says In Between Worlds. So you are somebody who is I think you're somebody who has been very focused and interested in spiritual topics lately. I feel like you are also exploring this very privately. Like, it feels like a double life, maybe. In fact, maybe you have been raised in a religion that's very traditional, and you know, maybe you've been raised in a religious faith that is quite strict, and requires strict adherence to its beliefs, and you have been questioning your faith, you've been questioning the beliefs that are taught, and you're sort of living this exploration of spirituality. You're sort of doing it privately, and maybe it even feels like you're doing it in a way that it's a double life. So that is quite specific. If that resonates for you, this is your reading. But feel free to keep watching if you're not quite sure if that's really related to you. We're going to see what the guides have to say about this card, In Between Worlds. So we do have 2 cards already. We've got the Queen of Wands. Yeah, the Queen of Wands. Sharing. And we have the Major Arcana card, Change, which would refer to the Wheel of Fortune. Wow. That's exactly what I was describing, though. That Queen of Wands is, you know, somebody who is, again, exploring, challenging the norms, challenging the standards, right? Questioning these things. I just want to confirm. Am I right? That's the Queen of Wands, right? Sharing. So the word is sharing. The key word is sharing. I love that. Let's see what else. What is the path, pile 2? Where's this path taking them? Where's this path taking pile 2? For pile 2, where is your path taking you? You know, I feel like this is not going to be a very long message. It's funny. I feel like there's just one message your guides want you to know. And it's going to be short and brief and straight to the point, and that's it, because they want you to just keep going. They want to send you on your way. Wow, yeah, you have the Justice card, you have the Strength card. Look at that. That's amazing. Okay, this is talking about righteousness. Wow. This is definitely talking about righteousness. So pile 2, yeah, this path you're headed on. This path is taking you to the truth and the courage needed to speak truth to power. So you are on a path that is definitely going to change your world, change your environment, change your situation, but it's going to bring immense fortune into your life. It's going to bring righteousness, again, is what I'm saying. Justice, right? It's going to bring justice. It's going to bring definitely validation of what you know to be true. The Strength card in this scenario, yes, you've had to be courageous. You've really had to face a certain fear here. And I think it was facing the fear of what would happen if you explored outside your religion. Now, maybe this isn't religion, maybe this is something else, but I feel like there's some kind of strict code, like strict community code, or something restrictive, okay? Something restrictive. And I do feel like it's related to your family or your community of origin. You're feeling very liberated, though. See, in between worlds, it's almost like you've unlocked a portal to a new world, and it's taken away the fear that you've had. The fear that was ingrained in you. The fear that was used to control you. Now that you are seeing all of that in the light of truth, right? You're seeing all the ways you were oppressed and silenced. This is giving you so much courage and so much power and inspiration to keep going, keep pushing buttons, keep challenging, keep questioning. And that's the thing, you need to keep questioning. That's what I'm hearing. This path is a path of questioning, okay? Now, it's not a path of paranoia. There's a difference. And you do have to remain grounded, okay? You have to remain balanced in your viewpoint. So this isn't about finding a new God in a way. I mean, that's the best way I could put it. It's not about finding a new God. It's about finding the truth, okay? I'm just going to keep going with this because, like, I don't know how many of you will resonate with this. It seems to be quite specific here. We have the Eight of Swords here. Yeah, we see somebody who's, been plagued by doubts, been plagued by questions for sure. But with the Change card, it's important to know, that everything comes in waves and cycles. So I think it's important to know that this is a path you're on, but you will never, you don't have to worry so much about where the outcome is, because I think you might be worried that, like, oh, I set down this path and then it's like a series of steps, or it's a domino effect, or you know what I mean? It's like you feel like you'll have no choice in the matter. But that's not what's going on here. The change that is occurring is not going to keep you out of control. It's going to give you more choice and power in your destiny. It's not going to keep you stuck in a cycle or a loop. And I think you needed to hear that for some reason. I think you've been warned a lot that, you go down that path or you do this thing and then you're going to end up like so-and-so. Like, I think there's been a lot of fear-mongering for you. Okay. Know thyself. Wow. That's wonderful. So you see how this is about being centered. And again, it's about the truth. It's about knowing the truth based on your observations, based on what you know to be true, based on what you see as evidence, okay? This is trusting yourself, trusting your own eyes, not letting someone else dictate your own reality to you, not letting someone else tell you who you are, right? You know who you are. You just have to believe in who you are. Inner peace. That's so beautiful. Oh, these two koi fish. That's so beautiful. Inner peace. So I think that your guides especially want you to feel safe, to feel that you can trust where this is headed. This inner peace, I think you already know this. You don't need me to explain this so much, but I do feel like this path you're on, this message is meant to reach you right now, because you have been feeling, you have been knowing and feeling a sense of relief, because even despite the difficulties, despite the fears that you've had to overcome, you are experiencing a new phase in life and a new beautiful expansion in yourself, in your life, an expansion of the possibilities, because it's, you know what I'm saying? It's like life has full color now for you. I feel like you were coming from a place where things were more black and white, and now you're seeing things in full color, and it does bring you a sense of peace, because it shows you that there is a bigger power here at play. There is a greater power. The divine is working in your life, and the divine is working in a way that brings that inner peace into your life. And so now you know that the fear-mongering and the paranoia and the control, that wasn't coming from the divine. That was coming from the failings of humans, you know, the limitations of earth-dwelling humans, right? So yeah, this is a very beautiful message. I know I really feel like there's not much to say here, and this is just meant to be, you know, a validation of what you already know, what you've already been thinking. You are on a path to exploration, and, you know, stay on that path, pile 2. You're about to open up even more pathways, even more portals. That's what I'm really feeling for you. Okay, a couple last cards here. Oh my goodness. We have the King of Cups, and then we got the Queen of Cups from a different deck that fell out. So that's awesome. This is talking about wholeness. It's talking about a spiritual wholeness, emotional wholeness, also talking about care, really feeling cared for, really feeling understood. I feel like these figures are showing caregivers, parents. You might be coming across a situation soon in which there are people in your life you really respect. Maybe they're mentors or teachers, but they offer a lot of care and love, you know, that you find trustworthy. These are people that you can trust, that you feel safe in their company, and I think that's going to be really important for you soon. So this is where your path is headed, pile 2. It's a wonderful, wonderful journey you're on, and I really wish you the best in this whole journey, in this whole process of spiritual exploration, self-exploration, self-expansion, you know, and just exploration of the world, exploration of the beauty that there is in the world, you know, and understanding now that what you were taught to believe, you know, that the world is just scary and limited and awful, that isn't true, and that is not the full reality, and there's so much more to learn and explore and be curious about. If only you have, you know, if only you just want to, right? Just keep stoking that curiosity and that wonder, that sense of wonder, and yeah, and that sense of adventure. Congrats, pile 2. Very lovely reading for you. Take care now. Hello, pile 3. Welcome to your reading. You selected the card Afraid of the Attic, Oracle card number 58. We see here this staircase, right, leading up to the attic, and then we see these creatures that look like canines, or yeah, like wolves or dogs or something, like vicious dogs. They seem very scary. Afraid of the attic. It's weird, because like, why would they run up the attic? They seem to be what you would be afraid of. Just gonna take a moment to look at this guidebook. Okay, pile 3. Have you been mindlessly eating lately? Have you been like binging or emotional eating because there's something you're not wanting to think about, and you're distracted, like maybe you need to go to the doctor to look into a health issue, and you're trying to block it out of your mind? Well, if so, this is the reading for you. But if not, if that's not you, let's pull some cards and let's see what else is here. So for pile 3, I'm getting the sense that you know, there could be an anxiety issue here, but there's something that you've sort of been ignoring, and it's becoming more and more apparent that you need to address it. But you've sort of been, yeah, you've been avoiding it somehow. So let's see. Where is this path taking you? Pile 3, what do you need to know right now? We have the Ace of Pentacles. That's good news, okay? That's a really good sign. There's some opportunity here, and you can take advantage of it if you get over your fear here. We have the Hanged Man, we have the 5 of Pentacles, and we have the 9 of Wands. So yeah, I think there is actually an issue here that has to do with either your finances or your material issue. Could be a health issue, but you have definitely been procrastinating or stagnant about this. You have not been giving it the attention it deserves, and you've been very resistant to giving it attention. But it needs your attention, it needs your nurturing, it needs your protection. There's some kind of energy here where you know you've been neglectful, and it needs your attention. So instead of beating ourselves up over it, we're just going to find out, what's the advice? How can you, you know, move forward? How can you address this finally, once and for all? Where is this path taking you if you do finally address it and get, you know, overcome your fear about it, overcome your tendency to avoid it or procrastinate about it? So we have the Devil here, we have the Temperance, and we have the 7 of Wands. So this is about a battle between your higher and lower self, and you know that's what's before you. So you've got a battle here, and instead of treating, you know, again, instead of beating yourself up, instead of being ashamed of how the situation is right now, and you know, instead of being ashamed and too hard on yourself for letting it get worse because you've been neglecting the issue, let's get over that once and for all. We have the Temperance card here. So if you just ask for help, there will be help. If you just ask for assistance, there will be assistance. The universe, your guides, your spiritual helpers, they want to show up here, and they're waiting in the wings to help you out here. What is the message for pile 3 here? Oh, lovely. So we actually have 2 cards here. We have Abundance, and we have Going Forward. Oh my goodness. See, pile 3, look at what you've got ahead of you. You actually have a lot to look forward to. But it means going forward. It means taking those steps forward, okay? We have the Abundance card here. Very beautiful card to get. Where is this path taking pile 3? Where is this path taking pile 3? Okay. Transcendence. Wow. Transcendence. Yes, you are going to get through this. You are going to move past this. And in fact, you are going to be in an even better place. So just have that faith. Okay. Intention. Oh my goodness. Mind over matter. Okay. This is what your guides want you to know. Your intentions matter. When you set an intention, you are activating a very deep power. You are aligning yourself with the cosmos to get to where you need to get. Oh, pardon me, this dropped. So that was a very big message that needed to come through. Setting that intention, it's also about visualizing it, right? Like, visualize what your life will be like in the best possible way. What are all the things that you want to come out of this? The good things that you want to come out of this? Set your mind on that and focus on that. And when you visualize it, make it as real as possible. Imagine all the details of that outcome and how how will it feel, right? You will feel so, oh my goodness, sorry, my cat is just pushing my books. Boo boo. But imagine how you'll feel, okay? You need, see those loud noises, like you need this message to get through to you. I think you've been kind of a little bit walled off, you know, not so receptive to change or not so receptive to input. And that's just the fear, right? That's just fear and maybe a little bit of cynicism that's set in. But that will easily be dissolved once you see how just a little bit of action, you know, setting an intention. So this is about setting an intention and taking a step forward. Just do one step forward, take one action, and have it be aligned with your intention, and just see what happens, okay? 9 of Pentacles. Yeah, that's a great place to be. Look at this person here. The 9 of Pentacles is a wonderful card about success and fulfillment, okay? Fulfillment in every aspect of your life. This is the card that says you can have it all. And it's showing someone who has a little bird perched on her arm. You know, this is the feeling of connection to your material surroundings, okay? Now, you might be somebody who, I'm just going to put this out there, you might be someone who has had an issue with organizing things, collecting things that are becoming clutter. They might be overwhelming your life right now. I think maybe there's one person out there who needs to hear this. You know, maybe you have a problem with hoarding, you know, which is it is possible to have a problem with hoarding that is a disorder, and that it does require professional help. So if you recognize that in yourself, just know that there is help. All you have to do is ask for it. There is help, and all you have to do is set that intention to find that help, and ask your guides, ask the universe to assist you, okay? Pile 3, where is this path taking you? It's taking you to abundance, that is clear. You don't have to feel like you are empty anymore. This is taking you to a feeling of fulfillment, a feeling that you have everything you need, that you are safe, that you are secure. We have the Hermit here. So we have another 9 card. Yeah. So the path is also taking you to discovery, inner exploration, discovery of inner truths. Very powerful spiritual truths too. And I think what this is saying is that once you put something into practice, you will understand it so much more deeply. So it's about doing something as a way of doing something out of faith in the process, and doing it as a way of understanding that sorry, I'm trying to gather my words here. The Hermit is showing you that there is a path you can commit to, and it is going to be very fulfilling and meaningful, okay, in a spiritual way. This is about, you know, feeling purpose, feeling a calling, feeling knowing what your calling is, knowing what your purpose is, knowing what you desire to investigate deeply, learn deeply. Okay, this is about something that the Hermit card is showing you that there's something here that's inviting you to learn it very deeply. Okay, that's the simplest way I could say it. A path that, you know, you can embark on as an initiate and find fulfillment in as a master, okay? A path of mastery. it might be a lonely path. It might not be a path in which you feel connected to everything and everyone. You know, there is solitude showing up here. There's a lot of contemplation and solitude. This could even talk about therapy, some kind of therapeutic practice here. But the point is, this will give you this will give you meaning, it will give you purpose, it will give you faith, a deeper connection to your faith and trust in the universe. It will give you answers that you never had previously and never dreamed of having. It will give you an understanding. So this is your message, pile 3, where your path is headed, where your path is taking you. I think that your guides really want you to know that you have so much power within yourself, and all you have to do is act on that power. All you have to do is take one small step forward, and you will see just how much the universe wants to align with you, wants to support you in this very special journey you're on. Okay, pile 3, that was your message. Thank you so much for being here. If this was helpful for you, I would appreciate if you click the like and subscribe buttons to let me know, and feel free to comment if you want to share more about your experience. Take care, pile 3.